on Benue television.
Hello and welcome to the program. The program is Gospel Live. Yeah! On Benue television, your favorite gospel music show where we bring you all your faves from the gospel music scene and we catch up. My name is Susie Achin and it is always my absolute delight to welcome you on this very beautiful show. Well, today is not an exception as we have a very special guest in the house. When we come back, I will be unveiling who is in the studios. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
Live on Benue television.
All right, you're welcome back from that break. If you are just joining us, pull up a chair, relax, and sit back because you're going to have a super duper jolly ride. Like I said earlier, the program is Gospel Live on Benue television. And today, we have a very interesting special guest. He is a prolific and a sensational gospel music minister. With a music journey spanning over 10 decades, he has a unique style of music that seems like a fusion of Afrobeats, rap, and then a touch of spoken word. I'm sure he's going to explain that to us in the course of the show. He has recorded 2 albums, Fresh Out of Adulam, Acts of the Apostles, 3 EPs. After all these years, I Like This Girl and Change the World. He also has 4 singles, Mobile Shrine, Deep Friends, Good People, and his latest single, Enough, that has been making big waves since it dropped. He is the Tree, aka Isaac Achin.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Are you shy?
Well, I'm good.
Okay, all right. First of all, how are you doing?
Great. I'm glad to be here.
Happy birthday, because we saw on your social media handles that you celebrate your birthday. You have like 2 birthdays.
Yeah,
You celebrate
exactly.
your birthday during Easter.
Yeah.
So that is going to have to make me ask about the name Day Tree. That's like, I never heard anyone with the name. We want to know, like, how did you come about that name? How was it inspired? Was it you? Was it something? Tell us about the name Day Tree.
Alright. Okay. Alright, so like the name goes, the tree is significant because of the resurrection. So from history we know that Jesus died on the Friday, he stayed in the grave through to the Saturday, and rose on Sunday. So he made exactly 3 days from when he died to when he resurrected. And the Bible says that the summary of our Christian faith is hinged upon the reality that Jesus rose from the grave on the 3rd day. So that's where I got that name from. And actually it wasn't my idea. It wasn't exactly my idea. I used to have a leader at the time. I used to serve at a youth group. Okay. And I needed a new name.
Tell us about the group.
Yes, why? Youth with a Purpose.
Okay,
of course,
I
always love to talk about them.
Okay.
I say them, us, because I'm still part of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to be in a team, the rap team, and I used to have a name back there that was not really nice for a Christian.
Yes, can we know that name, or is it so unchristian I cannot go on?
I used to be called Rebel.
Amen.
It was not the best name for my mother.
Why?
Yeah, understand.
For your mother.
In my mind, I was rebelling against the world system, that kind of thing.
But I think the thing about that name is the name has a lot of explanation.
Exactly, and you see, you don't have all the time in the world to explain to everybody. So, if I one of those days, they were trying to reach out to me, and they called my mom and asked my mom to release my rebels. It was a disaster. So I thought of changing the name.
God!
And I had other people advising me that that name was too sounded terrorist for it.
Yeah.
I was looking for a new name.
Okay.
And I got options from my leader then, who is All Night.
Okay.
Dr. All Night at the moment.
All right.
And that was the suggestion. He gave me a couple of names.
Okay.
And that was one of the best names I found there, and it made more sense to me. So
So like you usually see like day three. The point of difference is the point of difference. The surname of your nickname.
That's a good way to say. I think I'll adopt this.
Hey, O'Shea.
Yes,
Really?
Well, the point of difference is sort of like a moniker for day three itself. So,
Okay.
the idea of Jesus' resurrection
Yeah.
is the point where everything changed.
Yeah.
So when you say day three, the POD is like,
Yeah.
it's sort of
The
like a
resurrection is
metaphor now.
actually
So
the
for me
point of
now, I am now
difference.
the point of difference.
Ah, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, you actually are. And I just feel like thinking about what you're saying. I'm like, oh, isn't it really significant that this is we're having this interview
during
the Easter celebration?
Exactly.
So it's really beautiful.
Exactly.
Well, there's so many things to ask you. I hope that I can contain all the things that I have to say. But first of all, let us begin from the beginning. Tell us about your delving into music, because I mean, we like to believe that you're quite young, so but it seems like you're old in this music thing to an extent. So
Young Asians.
yeah, young. Oh yes, young Asian. That's what you like to be identified as, a young Asian. True, I agree. So tell us about being young and Asian at the same time as regards music. How did this whole music thing begin?
All right. Really long story short, but to cut it short, I think that I was born into an already musically inclined family, not because my parents were musicians per se, but we're always church people, and church people are synonymous with
Music, church music, church music.
So,
Yeah.
growing up in that kind of environment, I had to be in the choir. I started playing the drums, for instance, when I was somewhere around 8, 9. In fact, I started to play the keyboard younger than when I started to play the drums.
Okay.
I used to have a music teacher at the time, Colin Williams. I like to call his name.
Shout out to Colin Williams.
So he was one who first. I think the first time I ever got really interested in music was when I saw him play in church, and he took me in.
Play the keyboard?
Yes, he played the keyboard, and he took me in and started to teach me. I mean, I used to go to his house every Sunday. And
At
he taught
what
me-
age?
I think I should be like 5 or
Okay.
6.
Wow.
I was pretty young. And going from there, I started to learn the drums. I started to learn the bass guitar. I got into like teenagers choir. So it just happened organically till when I was now like a choir boy, and I didn't have any interest per se in, let's say, other genres of music like rap,
Yeah.
and Afrobeats that came later. But I got to join YWAP after this whole season. So it's broken into like 3 seasons. There was a season where I was just learning instruments, a season where I became like a choir boy, singing the choir.
Yeah.
Because I was a teenager at this point. There was now a season where I joined YWAP as a proper youth, 18 and above.
Yeah.
So those 3 seasons combined, that would be like a lot of years. If I put that, it's a lot of years. Especially because I started early, so that makes it look like I've spent a lot of time doing this
Exactly.
thing.
So
But because I
when you
started
start
quite
early, it looks like you're okay. Yeah.
Exactly. So you beat the time in a lot of ways. So if you put the time, it's as though growing. I was really growing with the music.
Yeah. So there was no space, the kind of space that people have before they
Exactly,
start. You really said.
So it just happened. It just kept happening. I found myself in the studio at some point. I started to record. I started to dance at some point. I started to rap. I stared to sing it back again.
So you once a dancer?
Yes. So I was a break dancer.
Oh wow! Oh my days. Okay, when you're talking about the 3 seasons, we're talking about the fact that you started early, which is why you seem like you know a lot, but then you're still young. I remember during talking about you at the intro, after all these years, I think you have an album.
Yeah, actually,
Is it about this?
To a large extent, is related because that particular project is a collaborative work between myself, Ismo, and All Night. So we came together to tell kind of like a poetic, story of our journey from way back through to now, how God has helped us. So it quite relates to a very large extent. Okay,
so we've talked about how you started doing music in the first place. Now tell us about now taking music seriously, because it's one thing. Some people, I know so many people that tell you, I started from the choir, I was singing, but now I'm not singing again. How did you come to the point where, or at what point did you say, I should take this serious, something I want to do?
All right, I think that this is a really great question, because especially for me, because if you think about the story I just told, everything everything was falling upon itself. So I could have really just kept flowing without like a proper definition of what I was about. But thinking about it, I would say that everything started to look a little more serious when I joined YWAP, because at that time I became an adult, so I was not doing something that I needed to do for church. At the time I was drumming, I had to drum for church, I had to play keyboard for church, I had to play bass guitar for church. So it was something I was born into. So there was not really a place for choice. I couldn't really say that this was something I really wanted to do until I was 18, there about 17, 18, and I joined YWAP. And I started to see arts for what it was. I started to see the impact that you could make with creating musical general creations as relates to art. And it started to make more sense to me because I started to see myself in it. I started to see like a future in it. So I would say somewhere around 2012. I can't tell exactly how old I was then, but 2011, 2012 was when this whole thing became a little more serious to me, because at that point I was able to define what it is I wanted out of this and how far I thought I'll go with this.
Okay, so is there a spiritual tone to this definition? Because sometimes people say, "Oh, I was sleeping and I saw Jesus Christ and he touched my vocal cords and I knew that this was for me." Is there any spiritual intonation to that, or it was just you sitting down and mentally figuring things out?
Okay. It was spiritual, but it may not sound spiritual or spectacular to some people. But I attended the concert that introduced me to YWAP. That concert was my own mountain experience, or spiritual, because I remember seeing All Night Rap that day, and immediately I set my eyes on him. It was as though it was a very spiritual thing. I'm trying to make it sound natural, but it was really spiritual.
No, please, please, just let it be.
Immediately I saw him, it was as though we switched positions. So it's like I saw myself where he was standing, and that was I think that was the very first time a performance felt like an opportunity to change the world. Yeah, so I think that's the best way to say it.
Wow, and that goes to talk about your song "Change the World."
Yes.
Yeah, I can do something for my
EP.
generation. An entire EP. Yeah, actually,
exactly.
Such a beautiful song. This is really amazing. I really love to, because sometimes I feel like people are not sure if something is a calling. How I don't know if you can tell us about that just a little before we move on to the next thing. Sometimes people are not able to differentiate their passion. I mean, what they are easily inclined to from their calling. So would you say that your passion is same as your calling?
All right. I think this is a whole gist, but just to say something about it, I think that you can be passionate about a lot of things.
Okay.
And I personally do not believe that you cannot be passionate about one thing. I don't think so. I don't think so, because we are multifaceted generally as human beings, and you are evolving, so you'll be finding out about yourself as you progress. But I feel like your calling is just one, and maybe everything you have to do in terms of your passion will align with just that one calling. Okay, so, and it's a broad, when you say calling, it's a very broad word, so it can be like when you use the word calling, it's more of everything you are here to do encapsulated in one vision statement, something like that.
Okay.
So, but I would say that the easiest way to find out what it is that you might have been brought to this world to do would be to pay a little closer attention to what your interests are, because like a wise man said, you do not choose your interests, you just walk through life and find out that you are really interested in something. And on a natural plane, this is the easiest way to know that thing that may just be that thing for you.
This is super inspiring. I am hanging out with one of Benue and Nigeria's and the world's finest day tree. Yeah, the POD, the point of difference, and we've been having an amazing time. I'm trying to contain myself because it's such a delightful journey so far. We go on the break. When we come back, we'll talk about his unique style of music. Don't go away.
Gospel Live on Benue Television.
Yeah. Be like waiting, I carry the carry weight. Yeah. Even Maria carry, no fi carry waiting, I carry, yeah.
seduced by the glitz and glamour.
Yeah. Be like waiting, I carry weight. See as opposition just this I be in place. Look at me, my face no resemble waiting I don't face. Ain't no shadow, you will light up, you will scatter the place. If I lay my bed in the belly of hell, you will enter the place. Go hard until you set me ablaze. Like corn, yes, I stand amazed. Yeah, you can't debate, this grace candidate is up to date. God didn't mind waiting you they expect. God didn't mind love when they extend. God made a man that made the weapon, so the weapon man don't start to the suspect. Say they don't know, they don't know. Say the arm of the flesh, it don't bruise. Every weapon we tell of fashion against me, suppose don't lose. You get waiting I carry for my head, though. You get waiting I carry for my head. You get waiting I carry for my head. Yeah. I feel like it must be heavenly, cause me myself I just they envy me. You get waiting I carry for my head. You get waiting I carry for my head, though. You get waiting I carry for my head. You get waiting I carry for my head. I feel like it must be heavenly, cause me myself I just they envy me. You get waiting I carry for my head.
Gospel Live on Benue Television.
Alright, you're welcome back from that break. We are still live and Gospel Live on Benue Television, and I am hanging out with Day Tree.
What's up?
Yep, Day Tree. There is something about your music. I was very quite careful when I was talking about the fact that I feel like people cannot figure you out. So
Hope that's a good thing.
it's a beautiful thing. I mean, that is uniqueness.
Right.
It's actually absolutely amazing.
I like to agree, yeah.
It is really beautiful, honestly. Nothing negative about that. So there's like an Afro side to you. There's a little R&B side to you, I think. Then there's the rap side of you, which was the first thing that we thought you were, until then there's the spoken word side to you. So sometimes it's like, who is this guy? Is he a spoken word artist? Is he a rapper? Is he Afrobeat? You know? So can you tell us about that? How did you come about being such a unique artist and being bold about it?
All right. I think I'll start from the end of this question about being bold about it. So I think it's more organic than the mechanical thing, especially because of my journey. Like I said when we started out here, I used to be an instrumentalist, a core instrumentalist.
What were you playing? You said keyboard.
I played the keyboard, I played the drums, I played the bass guitar. But
do you still play any of those now?
Yeah, I'm basic now. I'm not as
that
good as I used to be. But you see, there was a season of my life where I was a core instrumentalist. There was now another season of my life where I was singing in the choir, bro. Like I'm wearing tie, I'm singing in front of in hundreds of people.
And you're not covering the mouth of the mic like
You get what I'm
rappers do.
saying?
You're
Yeah.
doing the
So
mic like legit.
there's another season where I started to rap, started to wear jeans, wear pickups, and do my hands. There's another season where I was sort of like a dancer. So those seasons combined.
Wow.
It's as though when I now set out to really do this
What you
music
wanted
thing,
to do.
everything had to find a way to feature. So it was not like I said, okay, I want to be that artist who is able to rap at some point, able to sing at some point.
It wasn't planned. It wasn't
planned at all. It just happened, and in fact, the more people said it, the more I started to think that, okay, this was happening, and it looks like it's a thing, right? We should keep it going, because until then, it was just me being me. Okay?
Wow.
But I started to find out that it looks beautiful inside of people, so. Why don't we
Actually,
just
looks
keep it
really
up?
beautiful because I think there's this. I watched you one time. There's this particular song that you did about Okonobobi, and the whole combination is almost like a choir doing the spoken word and a rap at the same time. So it's absolutely. So what would you call yourself? Do you have a name? Are you gonna be the first of the rest?
That's the name for this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's the point of difference now.
Hey! Oh my days.
That's why it is called the point of difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really And that's really beautiful. I want us to look at music, the different sides of music. Music, the ministry, music, the life, music, the business. Can you tell us something about that?
All right. Another interesting question. But if I have to say something, I'll just say that every single angle, or should I call it like, I think angle is the best word. As in music as a ministry, music as industry, or music as a life, every single angle has its place.
Okay.
And mixing it up is the best way to go about it. And when I say mixing it up, I don't mean just scattering it around. I mean that having priorities for each one and seeing how each one is going to feature at the time where they need to feature is the way to go. How do I mean? I mean that you cannot say that you are a music artist, and if you are doing it as a Christian, you now take ministry out of it. So as much as you are a music artist, if you are doing it unto God, you are more or less a minister, because when we say ministration, we are not really talking about what's happening in church. We are talking about ministry in life, like communicating life. So it doesn't matter if you call yourself an artist or you call yourself a minister, as long as what you are doing is gospel or in the name of God, it's still a ministry. But you see, when you are doing it form of products that you get to sell, it's now already a business.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't think that anyone affects the other. It's just an idea of when and how and which. So once you're able to answer the question of what is supposed to, what's important at this point in time, what do we need to do, where do we need to go, how do we need to go about it, it will be easy to place every single one of them where they ought to be.
Wow. This is so interesting. Now, you said something about artists, you minister, and I wouldn't say it's a bone of contention, but we've had that conversation, the narrative of, okay, we have marketplace evangelists, and we have those on stage, we have like the worship people, and we have those that, are called to a different audience. And I would say you're a very versatile artist, because you're someone that can fit into any narrative, any of the narratives. You're someone that can fit into any audience. But I'd like you to talk about that, because sometimes it now seems as though those in the marketplace, sometimes it begins to look like, oh, maybe there's an extremism to it, because people are like, oh, you're not able to really maintain the standard, the life that you should maintain, because you're in the marketplace and because you want to look like these people to reach out to them. Can you just, I don't know if you've been able to put it in a way that you can.
Really interesting question again. So the thing is that there will always be people who are far left and people who are far right, but the safest place is to be somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
And for us who are Christians, we are not people who just run wild. We have organizational structure. And organizational structure for us is the scriptures, is the Bible. So there's how far, there's too far, and so you're not the one who's going to determine what should not be done or what can be done. It's not in your power to decide anything you want to do. So for I would just say that a personal relationship with God is key, because that's what's going to inform the description or the pattern of your life. So, and that's why I'm not big on throwing comments on what I think is right about what somebody is doing or what's wrong, especially as it relates to the nature or the dynamics of what somebody's ministry or music business as a Christian is supposed to be. But they can be too far. You get what I'm saying? So I personally think that you need to be very sure that what you are doing as a Christian musician is as unto God. Even if you are called to the marketplace or you are called to sing in church or wherever the community you are sent to reach out to, as long as you are convinced or you are sure of the relationship you have with God, it's going to safeguard you. It's going to restrict you to what should work for you and what cannot work for you. And I think you will be in the safest place when you have a personal relationship that is thriving with God.
Wow, very interesting. Please, talking about this personal relationship issue, how important is it for a music minister to have a personal relationship with God? Because that's a place where you draw.
Yeah, of course. To
use, but how do you put yourself in the place where you do not get carried away? Because sometimes you have to minister every other week, and there's a point where people feel you to the point where you don't even know when you're filled, when you're running on empty, when you're running on red,
Exactly.
you know, and then it's something you get used to over time.
Yeah.
So you keep delivering, whereas you're burning out. How should a music minister handle that?
All right. So I personally, I feel like a calling. We talked about calling earlier. I feel like a calling is I don't want to use the word a cause, but I think that if you see a calling for what it is, it comes with more challenges than blessings in quotes. So the idea is that your ability to surmount those challenges is what will bring you to where you enjoy the blessing. So is more of it fights than it's an opportunity to celebrate
Luxury.
some victory. You get what I'm saying? So somebody who's an artist is going to suffer more challenges compared to somebody who's just there and maintaining a relationship with God. Why? Because you are already in the place where people are always seeing you,
Yeah.
and people are going to judge you from what they see. So you can easily be deceived because people will give you flowers that you may not deserve because of what they see you giving out that looks good to them, especially when it's entertainment, because you know, no matter how you see it, it's just sort of entertainment. So, and people appreciate it when people are able to deliver some level of dopamine, emotions, real good emotions to them. So they can equate you, they can put you somewhere that you are not. So that puts you in a very bad place, because if you don't have people who can tell you the truth, or you're not true to yourself, you can just be running wild and until there's actually nothing to give. I personally believe that once you come in the name of God as a Christian artist or Christian musician, whatever it is you want to call, minister, whatever it is you want to call yourself, you are drawing directly from someone who is supposed to be God, and that person is informing the decisions of your art. And when I say decision, I mean that this person is inspiring it. So you cannot play you cannot treat that relationship casually, because everything
Depends
rises and falls on the success of that relationship. And the best story in scriptures I like to reference in this kind of discussions, is the story of Mary and Martha. The Bible says that Jesus came to see them, and I think Mary was with him in the parlor, you know, and they were just in scriptures. Possibly anything he must have been saying must have been something that was God inclined and stuff. But Martha was cooking for him, and the Bible says that Martha comes out and asks Jesus that, why is Mary talking to him when she needs to be there? In fact, she was like scolding Mary. And Jesus' response was the answer to these questions that we have here. Jesus was telling Martha, right, that Mary had chosen the best part. And from his description, the best part was Mary sitting with him. So it meant that Jesus preferred to feed them than get fed.
Wow.
So you don't want to think that God needs you out there to do work for him when he has not worked on you. So he's more interested in giving you than he wants you to give to people, because if he can lock down giving to people
This is super profound. Thank you so much, Daytree. This is seriously profound. Like, God is more interested in feeding you than in you feeding people, because it is when you're fed that you can even feed in the first place. So powerful. I hope you took something out of that. So beautiful. I'm itching to talk about the kind of songs that you write. So I'm thinking about some of the songs you're written. You know, there's this song you said, I know they look bad in 2 times. If I look once, it don't do me.
It's coming out this month.
Oh really? It's not even dropped yet.
Yes, I've performed it a couple of times.
Oh, no wonder. Okay,
Yeah,
one would
out.
think that it had come up. Okay, wow, we're seriously, fingers crossed, looking forward to.
It's coming. 19th April.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
We're keeping it locked, 19th April. This month, this very month.
Exactly.
Okay, whoa. And there's the song you did about difference. Then there's the very controversial one. I like this girl.
Oh,
I'm going to have to give it to you. That was some nerves you got there to put out a song like that as a gospel music minister. Tell us, how do you write your songs? And then there are stories in your songs. I just want to talk about a couple of them. I've mentioned a couple. There's good people, where you're celebrating the good people in your life. There is this other one. I cannot come and keep myself. Yes, I cannot come and keep myself. So your songs seem to be hilariously anointed. That's how I'm going to put it. So people are laughing, but they're like, oh my God, I'm so blessed. You know, I think the most should I say regular or mainstream song you've had out is Enough. That's the only one that everybody can say, okay, this song is straightforward. But tell us, I want to know, how do you write your songs? How are you inspired?
All right. So, for many artists, you get to hear people say that, when they want to write, they put themselves in a position, maybe they go and climb a mountain or something.
Yeah.
But for me, I like to identify as a student
Of life, yes.
So, being a student, there are always
Things
to learn, and almost every opportunity is opportunity enough to pick something out of it. So, we can, just the way we're having this conversation, if this Miriam Matter conversation we just had makes sense to me, I can just register it in my brain and say, we need to make something out of this. So, as much as music can come to me naturally, it's something that I think I'm able to mechanically plot, like figure a way around making this thing something that people should be able to listen to. And about the hilarious part of it, I don't really think myself. So
how do you? Okay, let me just. You are funny. Right? You are funny to people, yes. Because most times when you're on stage, people get to laugh. Oh, wow. So let me sorry for cutting you, but just tell us how you wrote. I cannot come and kill myself.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot come and kill myself. We're trying to have a concert, exclusive wire-up concert.
Yeah.
And at the time, I used to be coordinator, and we had written all the songs we wanted to do, and we were sure that we're done with the song, the set for that concert. But I was not satisfied with it because I felt like we had beautiful songs, but we didn't really have a song that was engaging. So it was sort of like a classwork we did. So we agreed that we're going to write a song now that was going to be casual, but we're going to leave a strong message in it. So we just had a keyboard with us in that meeting. So we just started to play chords like that. The first line came, second line came. See what I'm saying? It's not. Yeah, it's not something that's. Yeah, it's not planned or anything. We went back home that day. I remember getting back home. I just sang the first line in my head. Then the second part of the song, I just came. Yeah. So,
So there's no specific. You don't get songs in dreams or.
Yeah, I do. I have that. I have those seasons too.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's diverse. It's dynamic for me.
Okay.
So the good part is that I think that I'm quite used to the way it works, that I can tell when this is how this one is trying to come, and I let it to come that way. Okay. I can tell when it needs to be something that it has nothing to do with me. I just have to hear so.
And sometimes you also write on beats.
Exactly. So there are times where I can write on a beat. There are times where I can create a song and make a beat for it. So it's just
it's not straightforward necessarily.
Exactly.
Wow, that's really beautiful. So just before we go on the last break, let's talk about the other sides of Day Tree, the Day Tree experience that you had last year. Okay, that was your music. That was about your music. There were other segments. There was also the public speaking part to that event, because of course I was at the event. So let's talk about you being a content creator, you being a writer, and a public speaker.
All right.
How are you able to even combine all this?
I think I'll still blame it on my background.
Okay.
That's another story for another day, right? But by the way, I have another concert this year, and on that particular concert, I'm going to be releasing my Facebook. It's one book, maybe.
Wow, congratulations! Wow, really?
Yeah. So
we're gonna really look forward to that.
Right.
That's another side. Anyways, we get some of the sides in the content writing on social media.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to
having like a full package.
Full package. Yeah. Wow. Super amazing.
Congratulations. The title of the books, I like this girl.
I don't know how we not talk about that song, but I mean it's okay. My. You were a rebel before you became Day Tree, so I can understand.
Oh my, so professionally, what is this I do for a living?
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that you studied psychology.
Of course,
as a first degree.
Exactly. So professionally, I write. I'm a content writer. So it's another side of me that maybe once the question is popped up, I may not have to say much about, but it's something that I'm really, really passionate about.
Okay.
So content creation finds its place in content writing, or content writing finds its place in content creation for me.
Okay.
So for when you say content creation is quite
broad.
It's broad. There's an audio side to it, there's a visual side to it. So in creating music videos, for instance, you are sort of like a content creator in a world where social media is popping. And you need to have like visualizers, you need to have like promotional videos for your music, you just get to be a content creator in some way.
Yeah.
You get, so everything just combines. The fact that I'm making this music, the fact that I'm writing for a living, and I can infuse that writing ability from writing poetry to writing, social issues.
Yeah.
So the fact that I need to create video content for my music, so that way everything just
adds up together.
Yeah.
That is super, super beautiful.
So you cannot wake up not having what to do.
Yeah,
Because
so
you have to do all
there's
these
always
things, and
something
they're
to
all
do.
interrelated.
And at the end of the day, you're really inspiring people. I mean, I must say you're such an inspiration to many young people out there. And thank you so much for giving to the Lord and to His people.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to break. When we come back, we're playing the game, and then we'll be wrapping up on the show. It's been such an amazing time. Right back.
Gospel Live on Benue Television.
Inside the place, no the look with your face, call the cheese. I know what I am, or by His grace, I am great nation, full of determination. I won't end this situation, so they scream me mad, oh, when I sing songs for the sad, oh. Every single one of them glad, oh. So they to read they yes, so they yes, so they scream me mad, oh, when I sing songs for the sad, oh. Every single one of them glad, oh. So they to read they yes, so they yes, so they scream me mad. If you threaten every system, oh, they be asking who are this man, oh. Till everybody see the difference, oh, difference, oh. Alright. If you threaten every system, oh, they be asking who are this man, oh. Till everybody see the difference, oh, difference,
It's Gospel Live on Benue Television.
Jill, welcome back from that break, and I've been super, super, super pumped. My energy has been like from 1 degree like to another. The program is Gospel Life, and I've been hanging out with one of your faves, Daytree, who has been just, Daytree now, like, I mean, he comes to the full package, the point of difference,
Yes, sir,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna play a game.
All right.
Of course, I didn't tell you about it because
I like to feel hooked.
okay, are you giving us a song and you don't like to feel? Is there any song like that? But you say you cannot come and kill yourself now. So even if you feel, you will not come and go and kill yourself.
Well, today I can come on.
No, not today. Okay, so it's a very simple game.
All right.
It's the Bible challenge game, and I think I've been topping the charts with some of the artists that have been coming. I'm not sure. I don't want to lie. Yes, I don't want to lie.
Like
before
you usually beat them to it.
I think so.
Right.
Let's see how much you know your Bible.
All right, let's have it.
The Bible is the tool where the lyrics actually come from. So
Let's see if you're good with where your lyrics are coming from. I get it.
yes. So it's like know your lyrics, know where lyrics come from the source of the lyrics.
Right.
But Bible challenge. So I'm going to say something. The first sentence, I'll give the first sentence with letter A, with the Bible character's name. You give the next sentence with the next letter with the Bible character's name. For instance, if I say Abraham is the father of Isaac, you would go
Sarah.
with a B.
Okay, B.
No, you're not ending with,
Okay.
you're actually starting
With the second letter. First name.
Yeah, so let's go.
I'll make a statement.
Anything you can say, anything that is related.
Okay, let's just run a little like an example so that's how
Okay, an example. I say Abraham is the father of Isaac.
Berean Christians
Related. It's not interrelated.
Okay,
Just
let's
flow.
go.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Abraham is the father of Isaac.
Benaiah is
Okay.
a name of a person in scriptures.
Christ is the King of Kings.
Daniel proposed in his heart that he will not define himself with the king's meat.
Elizabeth is the mother of John. No. Yes, I know this part.
I nearly said Femi. There has to be a name that's actually in the Bible.
Yes, it has to be him.
See now, Pharaoh to his PH.
Yes, there is PH. Oh my days.
Ha.
Mm-hmm.
I has to be no.
Okay, I just remember the name for you, but
For F.
yes.
Can you just give me like
Festus
a
is
clue?
actually Bible name.
Festus.
I won.
Oh my God.
I won. Did I win?
Oh
Let me
my
see.
God.
I got my A. I got my C. I got my E. It's 3-2.
Festus.
I think it's only Minister Oyabutu that has gotten. Who got this thing? One person.
Festus.
I think it's Ella,
Did
Minister Ella.
you leave the F with the person? Was the
I left the F with. I think Ella got
How
it.
can you know the word of God though? F.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Did you say, what did you want to say? Femi?
I want to
It's
say Pharaoh.
it's not in my full name. God. This is always so hilarious. Oh my God. Well done. Good job. Well done. Let me clap for you.
It's not happening for me to try.
No,
and
you
win.
cannot win
Wow.
again. I already won.
No.
I already won. But just before you go, I mean, the tree is here. Why would we lose the opportunity of having you do something for us? You can just any side of the tree. Just do something for us. Yeah. Before you
okay.
go.
Yeah, somebody said Jehovah had the final say. I would like to say I think he has the first say, the middle say, the last say. I mean the only say. Only say, now when we done the ball with them like only say, we also now have a say. Under say God, if you lay your bed in the belly of hell, he will locate you. Since he made you, he can show you how to operate you. He makes the earth revolve around the sun. Look at that, today, every day, God just did, they rotate you. He's in the class alone and his class teacher is him. He's the phone, he's the charger, he's the sim. When it seems like you're losing your wonder, just Google the 8 wonders and wonder that those wonders ain't a wonder to him. He's in the class alone, but he ain't lonely. He's not Akon, he doesn't need somebody. Ask him who made God, God is all by himself. He probably sat down and watched himself create himself. What's up?
Woo, woo, woo. Hey, I need a crowd to help me cheer. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Thank you so much. That
Thank you
was
very much.
super beautiful, so amazing, so good to have you. Just before we go, can you say something, maybe like a word of encouragement to some other people that might be looking up to you, and I mean just generally anything you have to say to people out there?
So many things to say, but if I have to say one, I'll say that life is short and eternity is long,
Yeah.
and it's only what you do for Jesus that will last.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of things. That is so much. That is a lot of things in just a few words. Thank you so much, Daytree, for coming to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
It was a great time. It was such a beautiful time. Thank you very much. I trust that you all had a great time. It was day 3, the point of difference, and we had a super jolly ride, like I promised. Yeah, the program is Gospel Live. We hear it every Sunday at 2 p.m. Catch up with us every week, and I wish you a very beautiful week. We'll see you next time. Next week, my name is Susie Achin. Have fun.
It's Gospel Live on Benue Television.
We ensure that we bring you news that is accurate, timely, and dependable.
Our programs are entertaining and educative with high quality audio, leaving you with an amazing viewing experience.